Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand styling lists in CSS. So, how to style lists using CSS, that we will try to understand. We'll try to understand this concept by using an example. Let's go on to our Visual Studio. This is the example that I have taken. So, the example consists of a list and it is unordered list. So, this is the list item that I have taken. These are all the list items that I have taken. And within the list item, we are having an anchor tag, means by clicking this you will be redirected to elsewhere. So a general list that we have seen so many times in our previous examples. Now I want to style this list. How the stylings can be provided? So for that we are having three properties. So four properties actually. The first one is list style type and list style position, list style image and list style. So the list style is that in which we can use all the above three properties in one single stretch. So that is the use of list style. Now we will cover the first three list styling properties, which is list style type. So we'll start with list style type. And what is the list that we are having? We are having unordered list. Now I want to style this. So the first property is list style type. And what are the values for this list style type? It is which we have discussed in our HTML course. So the listing for unordered list can be of any type. So there are some possibilities for bullets that are some possibilities for the items bulleting. So one is circle, other one is disk, square. So all this we have covered in our HTML. So those properties will be, these are all the attributes for so list element, which is type attribute. Now the same is available in CSS, which we can do it by using list style type. So list style type disk is going to provide a list. Let's see the output. So how it will get displayed. So this is how the disk will be. So if you want to make it circle, so we can make it a circle. It is circle. So means it will be, this is how the circle will be. So this is how the bullets can be provided for unordered list. What if we are going to use ordered list? So what are the values that can be provided for list style type? So it is, again, we know that it is lower alpha. So here in this case, so there we have given the capital A, capital B, so that we have given. So here what we can give is, it is lower alpha, so that we will get alphabets. And okay, so for that, before that we have to make it as ordered list. So even if you don't make it, that will get assigned, but it is good practice to give this one. So lower alpha, and the other one is lower Greek. So this is how we can change the type of listing. So these are all the Greek alphabets, and apart from this we are having lower or upper. We can give upper also, Latin, Roman, so all these are available. If you go with upper, so that's the same options are available. Upper, let's see, upper alpha, upper Latin and upper Roman. Okay, alpha means alphabets, and let's see the alpha. So output is, so these are all, this is how the ordered list types can be styled. Okay, so coming to the other properties, before that we'll change this to ordered list. Let's make it as unordered list. Here also we'll make it as unordered list, and here we will make it unordered list, and we make it as circle. Okay, now what are all the other styles that can be applicable? So this is list position. So before that, so by default there is a default nature for list that is very important to understand. So the default nature is a default padding and margins are provided. So if you check this, by default the list is not getting presented at this corner. We are having certain kind of padding, and we are having, let's see this on our inspect element. See, the list is having So if you check this, so here it is the list. See, the list is having, list type is circle. Okay, so here a margin is provided. By default, a margin is provided for on all the sides. Okay, so this has to be avoided, and there is a padding of 40 pixels by default. So we haven't mentioned anything, but by default there is a certain amount of padding and margins are available or provided to every list. Now I want to make it null. I don't want these default styles to be provided. So how we can do that? It is very simple. So I'll make the padding as 0 and also the margin to be 0. So if you want, so by default natures to be removed, the padding and the margins are to be removed, then we can use these two properties. So by default they will go, these will be, the default natures will be removed. Okay. Now what are all the other, so let's remove this so that we can see those bullets clearly. Okay. Now what are all the other properties that are available for list? It is list style position. So there are two values assigned for this. One is inside, the other one is outside. So what are these? Inside and outside means, so the list bullet points that we have given, it may be alphabets or it may be bullets in case of unordered list. So those values will be inside to the specific boundary. So what we will do is, by default the nature is outside. So we'll keep outside first and we will add a border to this. I'll add a border so that we can easily understand that. Border of 1 pixel, solid, and let's make it as hash CCC. So a gray color border will get assigned. Let's see the output whether it will get displayed. See, this is how the border has been created. I'll just add a padding to this so that it will be very much padding 10 pixel. I made it as 10 pixel padding. Default padding is there. To that I am adding extra padding of 10 pixels. See the output. See extra padding got added, but these bullet points are going on the border, onto the border. Why? Because the list position is marked as outside and this is the default nature. If you comment out this, even if you comment out this, the list will be in the same way. So whenever you want the list to be in the boundary of certain limits, then what happens is, the default nature is, so the boundary is going to be considered from here, from the list items. Now I don't want it to be outside, I want it to be inside. Means I want the boundary to be considered from these bullet points. So in that case, we can change this from outside to inside, the default nature of outside to inside. Now what happens is, it will be clearly inside the boundary. See here, this is how the list will get displayed. That is the use of list style position. Two attributes, outside and inside. Default nature is outside. So let's go on to our third styling, which is list styling, which is list style image. We can add images to the list items. So for every list item we can add image, but it is having its own limitations. Now what we will do is, we'll just remove these boundaries, and also this one also we will remove, so for better understanding. So I want to add a list style image, and for this we are having a function called URL function, and I am going to give image for this one, CSS logo. So I want to provide a logo, an image to all the list items. Let's see the output. So what are the limitations? That also we will understand by seeing this output. So this is how the image will get displayed. So we don't have any control on the size of the image. We cannot control. If the image is smaller, then this one is applicable. This looks very beautiful. If you want to apply icons, then it is perfectly. It is going to fit perfectly. In order to make that possible, to give images to the list items, we have another way. So we are not going to use this. So it is not useful in almost all the cases. So what we will do is, we will style the list items and we will give background image to every list item. So for that, we have an option called background image and URL. I'm going to give the URL for the background image for all the list items. For all the list items, we're going to get a background image. So we haven't discussed about this property, and anyway, we will cover those properties for backgrounds in this video itself. So dot image, and this is the image that I want to provide. Let's see the output, so how it will get displayed, and we have to make this circle as none. I don't want any stylings to be provided, so it should be none. None is also available. Okay, let's see the output. So this is how the images will get displayed with a background. So this is going to be continuously applicable for all the block elements. Means this will continuously apply to the entire block. But because the size of the image is very big, we are getting this in this way. We can control that by using this background image. So what we have is background size. Other property is background size we can control. I am making it as 15 pixels. Okay. So we haven't discussed about these properties previously. So this is the point where we are discussing these properties also. See, 15 pixels, the size of the image got reduced, but it is repeating in the entire block. Background means it has to be applied to the entire list item. That is what background means. Because the list items are block elements, so the background is getting applied continuously. But I don't want that to be repeated. So what I have to do? So I don't want to be repeated. So for that, background repeat, and there is an option called no repeat. So I don't want the background to be repeated. It has to be displayed only once. Okay. So let's see the output. So it is overlapping with the list items. So for that, what I want to do is, because these images are produced at the start of the list item, I want to separate the list items with this background image. So what I have to do is, as I am applying the styles on list item, I want to provide a padding left. Means for every list item, a padding left towards the left side of that list item, I want to provide a space. So let's make it as 15 pixels. Means for every list item, to the left of that item, a space of 15 pixels will get provided. See here, 15 pixels, let's make it 25 pixels so that it will look very clear. So 25 pixel space has been created. So now for every list item, there is a let's make it 25 pixels so that it will be in line with the list item. Okay, it is becoming bit, make it 20 pixels. So you can play around with these values so that they can fit. So 15 pixels is looking good. Let's go on with the 15 pixels. Okay, so this is how the images can be provided. Even though there is a default, there is a property to create an image for each and every list item. It is list style image, but there are some limitations. We cannot control the size of the image that is allocated. So in order to create an image for each and every list item, and you want to control the size, so these are all the background properties that are applicable. Okay, you can control the image size, and also you can control the repeating of the images, and you can create that background image by using this background image, background size, and background repeat properties. So this is all about styling lists. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. If you have any doubts regarding these concepts, please post your doubt in the comment section below. If you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.